Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. It's nice to have you here. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There is a notifications bell down in the corner and that will let you know as to when I'm going to go live. So, I'm going to try. Hi Neil, hi Marco. So, let's talk about change, right? It seems like, hi Michael, hi Maggie. It seems like the universe or life has this way of consistently when I know, like for moving, for example, I have known I have needed to move from this building for a hot minute. We have had our postal, our places where we receive mail. We had to move that to another thing because somebody tried crowbarring them open. We've had people crowbar the front door open. We've had people break the elevators. We've had people pooping in the hallways. We've had an innumerable types of issues before someone tried to break in my door. So, and I went down yesterday and I went to take Rowan out. And I'm coming back in and I was just in disbelief because someone had a pop container, like a little pop container inside the door to keep it open. And I'm just like, and then, my daughter comes over, calls me from downstairs at like 11 because we were done with our family day. She's like, Mom, someone propped the door open. I'm shutting it. Like, please do. Please do. Thank you. And I'm done. I'm done. My life is worth something to me. And the way I live is worth something to me. And I just cannot anymore push away the fact that this is happening. Hi, Marai. Hello from Vancouver, Washington. Hello from Seattle. Let's see, Sabrina. Good morning. Harshit, Amanda left from India. Michael, greetings from Poland. Your history as well. Good to see you in that way. I am doing better. Like I'm doing good, but knowing that I needed to go, and now I can leave with no penalty. So I started looking for places, right? Started looking for apartments, and I found one. I found one that'll work. So I did the virtual tour, looked at it, really like it. Then I looked at the reviews and immediately, of course, I tried talking myself out of the change because I'll do that. I do not like change. And once I start nesting, it even happened when I was unhoused. Like, it didn't matter. I had nested here. This is my space and this is where I'm going to stay. And that's not feasible. We have to go. We have to move. We have to grow. We have to change. And so, I looked at the apartment. They were like, okay, sounds good. Make sure you start filling out the application. Here's yours. And it's like, okay, started filling out the application. Looked at the reviews on Google and it's like a 2. And I'm like, man, I can't do this anymore. I can't. But then, like, I was talking with Shelly and Shelly's like, sometimes, the only people that will comment on an apartment place or apartment building is people who are unhappy. And I get that because a lot of times, like where you live, you don't even think about commenting until things go horribly wrong. And reviewing a place. So still nervous. So I was like, and then I tried talking myself, it's hard to move and boxes are expensive. It's going to be expensive for the whole thing. And I'm like talking myself, trying so hard to talk myself out of doing the things that I know I need to do. And I was like, okay, fine. So I picked up my phone. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to scroll a minute. That's what I need to do. So I started scrolling and immediately on our beautiful Buy Nothing group, because we have an amazing Buy Nothing group, I see all moving boxes, wardrobe size, everything else, packing materials, come get it. As I'm thinking about how expensive the moving boxes are going to be, and I didn't want to move because blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, life, I feel you. I'm done fighting. Immediately contacted her. I was like, all right, I'll take the boxes. I need those. And she's like, okay. Picked them up within an hour. Now I have all the moving boxes. So got all the moving boxes. So I started packing, and I just got so sad. Like, I got really sad about it. Um, and scared. Like, somehow I felt like, I'm not going to another apartment, but, I'm in this in between spot, and I'm not. And so I'm having to keep myself calm and realize that this is a good change. And it's been coming for a while now, even before this last incident. So, yeah. So I'm dealing with that. I'm coping with those changes. I'm going to draw some comments. Modern Rebel, you were an inspiration. Thank you. Marie, or Mariah, you're a very strong woman. Keep fighting. Thank you. Sabrina, so happy to hear you doing. Thank you. Dr. Nina Gray, hello. Web surfer guy, hang in there. I hope your apartment search is successful. I have only actually virtually toured one at this point and was really excited because I mean, I've looked at them all online. I was really excited about this one. It's within my price range, and it has a bigger kitchen, and it's got track lighting in the kitchen. So my vlogs while cooking, spectacular. But it does have, instead of carpet, it's got vinyl flooring, which looks like wood. What else? It looks pretty. Yeah, I was really, it's about the same size, not a whole lot different, maybe a little tiny bit smaller in the bedroom, but not like anything I'm complaining about by any means. I am going to still look for apartments and things. I just want to be right and make me feel fulfilled. And yeah, so I'm still looking. I do like it, and I am finally filling out the application to see. I know I'll be accepted. It's just I'm not really worried about being accepted. I'm just worried about is if that's actually the place I want to go. Let's see. But I definitely want to stay in West Seattle. I do like West Seattle. I was thinking about maybe going up towards Issaquah, those areas, because I love Issaquah. Issaquah is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I was thinking about that, but it is a little far away, and I kind of want to be by my grandchildren, and I kind of want to be by my daughters. So, let's see. Thank you, web surfer guy. Laura, I actually have the same issue. I don't want to move. I hate it. I have kids too. What are you gonna do? Um, the thing is the apartment building, my apartment building, was like, hey, how about you move to just another apartment in the building? And I was like, I considered it, but the problem with that is that doesn't solve the problems. That doesn't solve the problems of them. They said they were going to get cameras in when my camera was stolen from the garage. It was a platitude. It's always platitudes. It's always them telling us, oh yeah, no, we care. We'll do something about it. And then just never doing anything. And I'm not doing it anymore. Even moving to another apartment in this building is not going to stop what they're allowing to occur. So I had to say, absolutely not. It is imperative at this day and age, especially not having cameras. Are you serious? So that's a no-go for me. If I understand. And I talked to the guy about it too, and I was the guy showing the apartment. And I was like, I'm not, and I was like, well, I need to know, about the safety of the building. And he's like, I can't guarantee your safety. Nobody can. I'm like, I get that. I'm not asking you to put a guarantee on my safety. What I'm asking is have you taken reasonable measures to keep your building secure so that your residents at least feel safer? And if something happens, that they actually have a legitimate way of going after these people. And he's like, well, yeah. I was like, okay, thank you. I must have phrased that wrong. I know you can't guarantee my safety. I could be dumb and walk across the street and a bus hits me. I don't know. Let's see. Hi, cute family. Modern Rebel. Couldn't forget watching the first time I saw you on the bridge. It was a very emotional issue. Yeah, interview. Yeah, I'm doing better. Yeah. Harshit, I can't tell how my happiness floats out when I see. Oh, thank you. You're an inspiration. Maggie, you're stronger than I am. I've been in a non-accessible apartment since I've been in my chair. However, there's 0 accessible apartments available. So I know without looking, there's no place. I wish she would come south. I thought about that, Maggie. I thought about coming south, like towards Olympia and stuff, because actually that wouldn't be too bad for what I want to do. The issue that I'm having is that I love Seattle. I really do. Um, it's had my heart for a long time, and yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult. So I'm not sure for right now. I think I might be just staying in West Seattle. Um, let's see, Kathleen. My son lives in Issaquah. Yeah, I've got some friends that live in Issaquah, and we go hiking around there. It's just a really pretty area. Just really beautiful. Thank you, web surfer guy. I appreciate that. You just got a car. Now suddenly the car is helping me pick up this. I know, right? Like it is. It's compounding into this beautiful mix of, like, that's what I was saying. Like, life. I've known I need to move. It, it's going to life. Me. I don't know about the rest of you because I can't speak to the rest of everybody's experience. But I know if there is a change that I have meant to make, if there is something that I need to do, life will not so gently prod me and make me super uncomfortable until I make those changes. Don't know why it happens that way, but I know it happens and I know when it's happening because I'll just be like, fine, I'm doing it. Let's see. Oh, I gotta scoot forward, guys, to get some of these questions. Yes, that's this is Maggie. How did you even find supportive housing? That is a good question. That's a wonderful question, Maggie. I was very lucky. I had several social workers when I first got here. I had one that was on the 4th floor in neurology, where I did like my brain rehab. And then I had one that was mental health, and then I had one that was searching for housing. But the one on neurology had met just crazy, Maggie, right? Like she's just like looking, kind of just reaching fingers out, like, hey, I've got this, woman who has some brain injuries. She's pretty high functioning, but she has to have housing. This is a desperate kind of situation. And the guy she was talking to or was referred to was from Plymouth Housing. And they had one opening for a shelter plus care voucher. And I will have it for the rest of my life. I will always, under this voucher, be able to be housed. And that was a huge deal. And it's part of housing choice, which means I can move anywhere. Within King County with the Shelter Plus Care. If I decide to move out of King County, I would have to get a Section 8 voucher. But I'm pretty happy with Shelter Plus Care. It's nice having a social worker that kind of just checks on me and checks, on how I'm coping, how I'm doing, I'm not alone in it. And so that's a huge deal. So how did I find supportive housing? I had a lot of people looking, and I looked into it, honestly. Cat Meow, hi, as Questel. I agree with you. Moving to another building is much better. Building has security issues. I remember you talking about the incident where a package is delivered or missing. Right? And after they stole my package, like somebody took the actual door because they had the hinges facing out. So the door opens in. So the hinges were facing out. So the door opens in the hallway. They took the pins out of the door and stole all the packages in the room. Like everything. All the packages. Like somebody went in, just took the pins out of the hinges, took the door off, and just stole the packages. Like it's gotten to the point where this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I can't believe it's, in any case, anybody knows, Allied Residential. They just don't care. They don't care about the safety of the residents. Our roof is shot. They try to say that it's COVID, so we can't go out on the roof space, but in all honesty, it's falling apart, so we can't. It's just constant, and they just do not care at all, not even a little bit. That's close. I hope you find somewhere that'll be comfortable and make you feel very happy. Me too. I'm excited. I'm excited about it now. Like I think that I've packed 5 boxes last night. And that was about all I could do because I started feeling it isn't, I guess it's not fear, it's an uneasiness with change. Like I feel uneasy, um, nervous because, I, I do tend to live a very predictable life. I get up, make my coffee, watch some news, get my day started. And now, there's this whole nother thing where I'm going to have to be waking up and make another place feel like our home. And that takes a little bit. Like, you don't just walk into a place and or at least I don't. I shouldn't say you don't because it's I don't. I don't just walk into a new place and feel at home, you know? Rashni, hey, Miss Positive, I really love you. You always feel strength. Thank you. And I was an angel smile. So most of the times I'm smiling. Um, Karen, hope you're doing well. Thank you. Um, Maggie, thank you for your honesty. No, no problem. Gorilla, hello. Manny, hey, Manda. I live in a small town, super safe for the most part. You're always welcome here. Thank you. I like living in the city. I work for the city, and I'm applying for the Human Rights Council here. So it's important that I stay here. Um, I have claimed my stake in this being the place that I I start making a difference. Like someday, and I would. Sorry, I'm going to go on a different track here. I was reading something about how it doesn't matter how old you are to make changes and do things. And I had realized something when I'd had a conversation with Maggie. And because Maggie, I know you guys don't know this, but Maggie Slay is an author. So she writes books and she's amazing. And I've wrote a couple paragraphs and I realized that I stopped doing it because I felt like I wasn't working, like I needed to do something else because I literally forgot that that's work. Like sitting down and writing is work. Um, Doing the things that I do is work. And sometimes it seems for me that if I'm going to enjoy something, that I can't call it work. And that's just not the case. So I am going to sit down and do some writing. Um, let's see. Rana, stay safe. Thank you. Maggie, also, did you know you're one of my heroes? You helped show me the way. Maggie, I love you. And it's funny because you are also one of my heroes. I think that you've been through a lot. And I think that all we can get through is with grace and dignity and humor. And I think you do that and show that very well. Dee, I hope you're well. I am. Modern Rebel, you're beautiful. Thank you. And I'm glad you're doing this platform to help people in disparate situations. Yeah, the platform is more, I'll be honest, a platform on YouTube. I hope I educate people and I hope people understand some of the things. But as far as I would say that, as far as helping, yeah, I guess I just feel like I wish I could do so much more. Like I commented on somebody wrote something yesterday on Facebook, and they were talking about a family that I found somebody sheltering in their shed during the big winter storm. And I was like, and they're like, well, would you let this person stay in your shed? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I would ask them to come inside. I would ask them to eat some warm food, and we'd talk about some resources and what they could do. And I was like, I no, I'm not, unless they absolutely said, I don't want to come in, I am sleeping in the shed. And then I'm like, okay, got to bring out a heat source, got to insulate a little bit. But never was my thought, make them leave or get angry by any means. But then afterwards, I wrote this thing and I was like, and then I was like, you know what? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be so ashamed of yourself right now. How dare you? Like there are not you, me. My mind's telling me, hey, you should be ashamed of yourself, because literally there are thousands of people out there that are cold and need a place. And what have you done? Have you offered any of them to come and lay on your floor and stay warm? And the answer to that is no, I have not. So I have handed out supplies. I've done what I could, but yeah, I got ashamed of myself for saying that, when in all reality, I don't let people come and chill at my house very often, um, because it's mentally and physically taxing for me, to have people up in my space. So yeah, I don't know how much I help. I hope. I guess that's the thing. We don't know how much we help until it's in the past, right? So I hope that history thinks kindly of me, and I hope that, I know that I've changed lives. I just hope that, in the end, it's all beautiful and is, something that will carry on, and keep going. D. Oh no, why do you have to move? Horrible apartment building. SL is looking hot tonight. Thank you. This is a warm undershirt by, I'm not sure, name of brand. um, Uday, your man, your life is inspiring. You're a fighter, brave woman from India. Thank you. I do believe I'm a fighter. I do believe I'm very strong. Um, yeah, I want to make sure that wherever my path is leading me, that I'm making, and I think that's another thing too. After being unhoused, I think it becomes even more imperative to really look at one's thinking, look at it from all angles, make sure that any decision I'm making is not putting me into trauma, but is lifting me up out. And so I am very careful about any and all decisions that I make and the choices that I make, because I have to make sure that I'm not, by not even meaning to, because a lot of times I won't even mean to. And it's just from being in so much trauma. So I need to try very hard to make correct choices that aren't based on necessarily emotions, but are set aside so that I make the best choice for me and for lack of trauma. Because, like I keep telling people, that life is going to traumatize you. Life is good and bad people both. We all get traumatized. It's part of life. But the one person the trauma doesn't have to come from is me. I don't have to traumatize myself. I can be kind to myself. So even though the world or life could, reach out and traumatizing me, I don't have to. And so I make very sure that my choices are not going to, and I'm not going to traumatize myself further. Um, and I think it was actually Maggie, I told you, like, I don't do things that make me miserable. Not happening ever again. Don't care. Never ever gonna do something unless it's like, I don't know, necessity and can't get away from it. The fact that yours helping is wonderful. Thank you, Dee. Y240. Do you live in Seattle? Yep. Tina, you're a fighter and survivor, but I wish you for a time that skills aren't needed as often. I agree. I'm tired of trauma. I'm really tired. I just don't want any more. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel nervous. I don't want to feel angry at situations outside of my control. I know that's going to happen. Nothing's going to stop that. But I mean, we all have emotions. But I'm a little over having to survive. I'll be honest with that. So I am doing well. I'm not quite on that survival edge anymore. Um, so I'm doing good. Elizabeth Cooper, you made a difference to me. Seeing your videos on Invisible People give me hope. Thank you. As of Wednesday, I'm officially housed and have a dog waiting. Ah, yay! Celebrating you, Elizabeth. Good job. It's always wonderful to hear somebody got housing. It just makes my heart. Web surfer guy. Personally, I would be extremely careful of letting people stay in your home. Yeah, exactly. Temporary stays, it becomes squatters and it becomes a nightmare to get them out. Exactly. Exactly. Um, Most of us need Cindy Cosmic 2x4 to actually make changes our souls are ready for. Um, I have no doubt you'll move into a better life situation. Thank you. Blessings and strength. Thank you. Maggie, I think we are all tired of trauma while our entire world is undergoing a traumatic event. I agree. Yeah, exactly, Maggie. We're all going through it. I will say what has helped me is really trying to look at things very rationally. When I see people acting out, I realize that in society, when these things happen, there is a portion of humans that cannot control them. Like they just lose it, and the trauma begins to break down societal rules and bonds, and just going through it in maybe a historical perspective kind of helps me. It takes me out of the feeling in the immediate situation, and it gives me a grasp of, it's like, oh my gosh, I just realized something, guys. Okay, Maggie, you'll understand this. Dissociation, where we feel like we're not part of, like, I went through it last night a little bit, but it's like your body's not yours and you're just kind of watching from outside. That's what I do with society. That's what I do with the world. I just kind of remove myself from it and analyze it as if I wasn't living it. So I did that when I was unhoused too, which is strange. I guess it's a coping mechanism. Modern rebel. Oh my gosh, Maggie! I just realized you said, "What has helped me watching people like you help me focus my dissociative response." Oh, yep, exactly. Modern rebel. I understand where you're coming from because I left home because it's traumatic for me. Yeah, it's difficult. You were so lucky to live in Seattle. I think so too. Have you seen this sitcom Frasier? It's based in Seattle, and a large reason I went to visit. I have seen the sitcom Frasier, but I've never lived any kind of life like that. I would say, I don't know, something about it just feels like home to me. And I knew, like, for me, Seattle was a place because it's one of the top in brain injury treatments in the Northwest. So for me, it was super important to be able to live and survive. And if I didn't get brain injury treatment, I wasn't going to do that. And so Seattle became a haven for me to stay alive. And so, yeah, my love for the city is really based on the scientists that reside here, the amazing work that's going on here. Um, like, okay, so me and Shelly were out last night, and there's this place called the Allen Institute, and they have these windows, and they have little neurons, and I think they're neurons. It might be synapses, but whatever, neurons. We're gonna call them neurons, and they change color. And I remember when I was unhoused, like crying over that. Like, there's a whole institute that cares about brains. That people like me, people who are researching around the clock. What? I'm in the best place in the world for me. And we were out and about last night, and we're talking about the different places that meant a lot to us, and that's one for me. Um, Elizabeth, love your smile. Thank you. Maggie, wow, I just said that right. Delia, love from Ireland. Hi, love from Seattle, Delia. Laura, can you get another place in the in-unit? Yes, that is like in-unit washer and dryer is so important, especially the grandbabies. So yes, that is an absolute requirement. The one that I'm moving into has like the stackables, which isn't, I don't know the size on those, so it might not be good for blankets and such, but we'll figure it out. But yes, definitely that is a must, is in-unit washer and dryer. Sam, I'm working on the southeastern diverts via Brighton. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm glad you're working. That's important. Brenda, I hope you are well today. Brenda from Michigan. I am doing well today. Laura, sorry about the questions. I'm so frustrated. I live in Canada as well. Do not be sorry about the questions. Nobody be sorry about the questions unless it's something that's malicious or you just, and even then, some people just don't know that they shouldn't say some things. Like, it's ridiculous still. I'll get comments on my blog like, how do you pay your rent? What's your income? Are you serious right now? Do you, like, I'm not whatever, but literally, do you go up to a stranger and ask those questions? That's inappropriate. You really should not do that. Like, I don't know why it's, and I've brought this point up to people, and it seems like, and I don't know from I mean, only in my experience, it seems like the only people that people think it's okay to do that to are people that have needed help, people that have been homeless before. People get real. Luckily, it's me, and I'll answer questions or whatever. I do get annoyed with that one because at this point, you could have watched 50 of my videos and had all your questions answered, but you want me to make some huge statement on the comments like I have that kind of time. So I'm just gonna like, what? But I know that it hurts people, and I know it makes people feel awful. And so if you are planning on doing that to somebody, please don't. Please don't, because honestly, their income, their housing situation, unless you are fighting for them to have safe and stable housing, is none of your business. Let's see. I gotta scroll up here just a second. Lana Rebel, I wish to stay listening, but it's after midnight. Oh my gosh. Okay, good night. Love your videos, watching you off of Mediterranean from Greece. Man, that's a place I've always wanted to visit. Of course, I gotta say, I always want to visit everywhere. Like, I want to live in Seattle and travel everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere. Just see all sorts of amazing things. Like, it looks nice. Thank you, Brenda. Hi, Javi, Cindy. Your detachment washing gives you the perspective of the soul of gain control, the uncontrollable. Exactly. Where is my favorite dog, Rowan? Hold on just one moment, because I know everybody misses her. Come inside. Come inside. Come here. Come here. Dog up. Right here. Dog up. Go ahead. Okay, you gonna do a vlog? Yeah. You gonna tell them what's up? You got some things to say? Are you my best girl? Go up there. Go up there. All right. Now everybody gets to see the lovely Rowan. I'll move so everyone can see her. There she is. Let's see. Maggie, the stackable washer drying units suck. It will be frustrating. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. I've never had those kinds, so I wasn't really sure as to how beneficial they be, because I really do have a lot of laundry. Those little, I'm sorry, but 3 babies, they will just stain up everything. They are sticky, and they got little hands, and they're always coated in something. And I love them, my lord. Good to see you, Annette. Hello, Annette. A web surfer guy. I have a stackable and I love it. Medium thickness, queen size blankets are okay. My Uber log. Okay, great. That's a good one. Okay, good to know. Thank you. All right. I'm going to have to just take a look and see how much it'll fit in there. Those trolls do not need to know what you mean. People are just ridiculous, right? Sam, currently there's been a landslide between Tonebridge and Tonebridge Wells, and the empty stock limits have been diverted through right. Oh, okay. Oh, I did not know that. I'm sorry to hear that. Greetings from Brazil. Alvaro, greetings from Seattle. D, travel is my dream also. I'm very lucky to have traveled all over the United States. Like, I've seen the United States. So it's more like I want to travel to other places too. Yeah, it definitely is a good dream, D. Go for it. Go for it. Like, if you can ever, just even if you can take day trips, it's really fun. Julia, hello. World Supermoms, hi. Laura, would you ever come to Canada, and where would you go? Yes, I would. And I would probably, I don't know though, like, because up north, like Vancouver and stuff like that, is really pretty. Canada's just got some gorgeous land, and so I'd really like to like stay in a cabin or do some just fun stuff like that. But yeah, definitely Canada is on my list. We don't live far from Canada, actually. I think it's only a couple out, or maybe it's more than that. It's like 3 or 4 hours. Not sure. Hi, Q family. Rowan. Thanks for having me. You guys some good. You share some good. Rowan. uh, Brenda. Let's see. Um, Traveling is fun. You get to see different things, taste different kinds of food. I know, right? Love that dog. I know. She's amazing. Susie Q. Kia ora. Thank you, Kia ora. Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling better. And your grandchildren, they are doing good. They're doing very good. And it's, that is actually, I don't, it just reminded me, that's another place that's like on my bucket list is, New Zealand. New Zealand has been on my bucket list for a hot minute. I even considered maybe moving there at one point, but decided that it doesn't really matter. Like, I just want to travel. You ain't got to put down roots every time. Say hi, Red X, stay positive. Thank you. And hello. Somebody else said they love you. Seattle Judy, hello. Let's see, Julia, come to Brazil. Brazil's another one. Also, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. Uruguay's on my list too. There's so many, you guys. Like, and there's places that I don't even know are out there that are absolutely amazing. Like, that's the thing. Is there places that I'm not even aware of that I could visit and have this amazing time? So there's so much out there, and this world is so big. The only place I have zero desire to go is to space. No, thank you. You can have it. Go right ahead. No desire. Don't want to see it. Nope. I can look at pictures. Canada is definitely on my list too, Manny. Brenda, Canada is a lot of very beautiful places. I believe that. It's a lovely place. Susie Q. I just, you know what, Susie Q, I think that because you said Kia ora, I might have assumed that you were in New Zealand. And if that is the case and you are not, I apologize. I should not jump to assume. I should not jump to assumptions. But I enjoy you being on here, Sam. Right now at trains leave London, Victoria, go down the Brighton main line. And once they get to Brighton, they go to the East Coast and go to Tunbridge Depot. Okay. What's my favorite country? Oh, the problem with answering what my favorite country is that I've only been to a few. So I don't even have a grasp of what's out there that possibly could be my favorite. Like, same problem I have with food and everything else that somebody asks if it's my favorite. I'm like, but I haven't been exposed to it all. How do I know? Lana from UK. Hello, James, Manny. But it's the final frontier. Yeah, I don't know. It's never interested me, not even a little bit. Like, yeah, okay. Other people can have it. I want to see what's here. And I think it probably would be like time constraint. I'm less interested in going there, and I have so many things to see here that I really just like, it's not on my time commitment list. Or even my financial, like, I forget about that. Like, financially, nobody's inviting me to go to space, so I don't have to worry about it. I am. Okay, good. You're beautifully positive today. Thank you, Pasha. Hello in it. Haha, I am a Kiwi. Good. As a matter of fact, I went and met, and she's actually doing some vlogs too. And I'm trying to remember what she's on YouTube as, but her name is Ferret, and I went and saw her, and she's staying in a shelter. and she stayed in New Zealand for quite a while. Graham, I'm a banana. Okay. IDTY. You've expanded my awareness of the huge invisible community that is in every town and city. Yeah, there is though, and I think that people forget that even in rural communities, like that local house you have that has 20 people in it, like those people are just trying to survive too. Like those people are homeless. If you've got if you have a place and you have 5 people in your place, it's still your home. The rest of those people are just trying to make it. And so I think that that's something. And oh my gosh, that brings me to another point. I have something to say. And I have something to say about addiction. And I have something to say about, here's the thing. I have heard over and over and over about housing. What if they are addicted to substances? What if this? They still need housing. That is a medical issue and has zero to do with somebody's right to housing. And let me tell you right now, I can't imagine anybody getting sober without some sort of stable background. So, for those who are saying things like, this person has a loving family, why don't they go live with somebody? It is stressful enough to be sober, I am sure, and living with somebody. I know I've done that. And I can't imagine what it would be like, because that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. You're in somebody else's space. They want their space. It's not your space. It's never going to be your space. And so I think that that some people really need to remember that that is not a viable option for many of us, is living with somebody else. It is uncomfortable. It is not fun staying with somebody else. And when you are battling mental illness, and you are battling things that maybe somebody who is neurotypical would not understand or can't understand. It's not that they don't want to, okay? It's that they can't. It is hard if you can't truly understand a situation till you've been in it. And for people who are neurotypical, there is not a possible way to explain the reality of someone who is neurodivergent. Let's see. So I'm just saying that everybody deserves housing. Everybody deserves housing. Everybody deserves housing. If you want to know how to fix it, go into subsidized housing, because everybody deserves housing. We should not let people be in abject poverty and traumatized over and over and over and over again before we get housing. Like, let's stop. Let's stop with that and stop traumatizing people. Hopefully by tomorrow the trains will go normal. Good. DTI 69, student exchange program. Interesting. Okay, student exchange is great to get different cultures. That would be awesome. Giveaway scratchers. What did I miss? Keep your head up already. It's hard to live with other people. I agree. It's very stressful. It is. And and the thing is sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's so necessary. I just want people to understand that there's two sides of it. There is the side of, I am giving my space to this person who has least. Well, that person is trying to struggle with not having any space of their own, and understanding that they are encroaching on somebody else's space. And that's, if like, some people don't care, like they'll encroach all day long. But I think for the majority of us, it's very uncomfortable to encroach on somebody else's space. And I know for me, I'm just not able to do it. It doesn't sit well with me. So I prefer like my own space. And that's actually why I didn't go to any shelter. Well, that and the fact that with brain injuries, you really don't want to be around large groups of people if you're unmedicated, because that's a disaster scenario waiting to come. I'm praying for you. Please take care and know that you're loved. Bless. Thank you, Dandelion. And you gave me a cancel housing. Interesting. I'll have to look that up. But I mean, we know what the solution is. We know that we're going to have to get there. It's just, these people who fight for everybody to be traumatized because they were traumatized, that just blows my mind. Like, it does. I did it. I was heavily traumatized, PTSD forever. Now you got to do it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, that wasn't right when you went through. Why on earth are you subscribing other people for that? Let's see, Graham. Is it fun being a Kiwi but not Funny being a banana. Seriously, though, you're amazing. Oh, Graham? Uh, okay, let me explain that because I can see where you might be confused. Um, the reason I smiled when she said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't assume. Susie Q said, I'm a Kiwi. I'm assuming she was referring meaning to being from New Zealand. And I smiled because I think that's a very just heartwarming, like, it's a heartwarming term for somebody, who's from a place, it's better than Seattleite, but it's not, I mean, yes, kiwi is a fruit, but she was not stating that she was a fruit. She was stating, like, an adorable term for being from somewhere that's really amazing. So that's where the difference in humor comes in. Boa tarde. Hi, Eli. Um, Julia, you're an inspiration to me. Thank you. Thank you. Sam, my house is a council house. Okay. Council house. Okay. That's what it is. Council houses. Yes. And that is a form of subsidized housing. And that is super important. The reason that we need subsidized housing choice is because when we only have housing it's called here, it's low income housing or housing establishments, they tend to turn into dirty projects real quick because there's no upkeep or whatever. And with subsidized housing, when you take the poverty out of it and just say everybody deserves housing, you tend to see a better outcome because people look at their neighbors and they're like, hey, this person's cool. I want to live in this area. And they can. And so I think that that's super important. And I think it also addresses some of the issues with gentrification as well. Housing choice is super important. And not having slum landlords. Like, seriously, this stuff is ridiculous out here. I'm going to try this actually. Espero que estaría. I do not know what this means. Familia. Something about family? Family's good, if that's what you're saying. TTY, does the doggy eat treats? Yes, she does. She loves treats. And she's super calm. She is like my calming force. I'm just like a whole tornado hurricane around her, and she just is happy. But tarde. I gotta look that up. Susie Q, yep, I'm from New Zealand. Kiwi meaning a true New Zealander. I don't say my culture. We're all one here in New Zealand. I love that. I love that. And I think that's a great way to look at that, Susie Q. And I was talking with my daughter-in-law about it, because we talk a lot about, even racism and things. And because she's been a victim of racism many times, being Native. And I was like, maybe, like, I always looked at people who had a culture as like inspiring and wonderful because foster kids don't get one. I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you were raised in foster care, what culture do you have? Like, we're on the spectrum of everybody hates us. It's chill. No one likes us. Like, I just didn't I felt so out of place because I had no idea. I had no idea. Like, where are you from? Right here. So I would, name little towns I lived in where my grandparents lived because I lived with them for a little while. But in all honesty, it was very hard. And so I've always looked at, other cultures and things. And so for her, she's like, yeah, we get attacked for our culture. And I'm like, man, that's so ridiculous. Like, do people not understand how wonderful having a culture is? Like, whoa, are they not aware? Folks suffering with addiction, Seattle Judy, get worse if they feel they're unwelcome and judged by those to decide who is house. Yes, absolutely. SLs, keep up the good work. Love from England. Loves from Seattle. Alex Anderson, I love your dog. I had a basset hound. We really miss her. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. I can't even imagine losing her. I don't even want to think about it. Hi, Susie Q. How's the weather there? What's your favorite? Let's serve a guy. What's your favorite dessert? Let me just talk. That's so hard. But almost every time you can guess, like if I'm gonna get dessert, it's usually something chocolate. I love chocolate. I do. So, and actually, I went out with my daughter, right? And she wanted a glass of wine or something. I want some coffee. And so we're sitting there and I'm looking and I see this big chocolate cake piece. I'm like, really? Forgetting that my daughter is vegan, gluten free, I got dazzled by the chocolate cake piece on the menu. And I'm just like, chocolate cake. So I'm like, yes, we'll share it. So out comes this massive slice, right? Huge slice of chocolate cake. And I'm eating it and I'm making sure to only eat like the little half that's mine. And finally, she looks at me, she's like, you're eating that real cleanly. Like, because usually I'm like, chocolate food, I love it. And I'm like, really? She's like, what's going on? I was like, that's your piece. That's your half. She's like, Mom, I was like, oh man, I forgot. The chocolate had me. In the UK, we can't they refurbish everything. That's very good. This is cute. Kiwi is our native bird here. It's also another name for us New Zealanders. Yes, I don't look at color or culture. It's what's inside the heart and soul that counts. It does. It does so much. Like I wish some people could just understand that. Like it's our spirit. It's our souls. Like that's what matters. I'm super guy. I'd love to adopt a child, but I'm single, so I guess the system would rather shuffle kids through the system. It, it's really difficult. It's a lot of money. Like I think Washington has our state has foster kids living in hotels. Like it's a messed up system and it's really broken and there's a lot of broken families. And so I guess I would say I understand adoption, but you could always foster. Um, Good foster parents are desperately needed. It sucks to be beaten by somebody you don't even know, like, and you got to live in that house with them, and you just met them like 2 days ago, and they're already beating you. Like, good foster homes are good to come by. By the way, my foster home I lived the longest, none of that went on. I've been in foster homes where that went on. I've also been in good ones. So, um, we rescued two homeless cats, a cute white and orange, and a bacteria bright blue. Oh, that's wonderful. Um, Most people in the UK live in council homes. That's a good thing. And that's what we need. And but in at least here, like for some reason, people value what they do way more than what other people do. Like you get this attitude, and I even got it, especially as a house. Like I work this hard. How come you don't think you have to work? It's like I am working. Attempting to reach you on your cell phone device. Hold on, let me. Your daughter is attempting to reach you. I'm gonna just tell him to call her back for a second. Okay, guys, I have to get out of here because I need to call my daughter and see how she's doing. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for listening to me, and yeah, I will keep you posted as to how the packing goes and how we're doing. Are you excited? Yeah. I see it, people. All right, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you later. Bye.